Police also releasing today the identities of the trooper whose cruiser was stolen and the 4 troopers involved in last week's shooting. This as we learn more about the agency's policy regarding the use of force. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian continues our in-depth coverage now live from our newsroom. Kim?
Well, Mike, in addition to releasing the names of those troopers who are now out on administrative leave, Rhode Island State Police also provided us with their 13-page policy on the use of force. State Police identifying the members involved in Thursday's deadly officer-involved shooting as Detective Lieutenant Cynthia Trahan and Corporal Scott Carlston, both 20-year veterans, Detective Corporal Herbert Tilson, a 12-year member of the force, and Trooper Garrett Hassett, who's been a State Police trooper for 6 years. State Police say the 4 troopers fired a total of 23 shots on Thursday. Now State Police are releasing their guidelines for the use of lethal force. The policy states State Police must use de-escalation techniques and verbal commands when possible before resorting to force. Providence Police Chief Hugh Clements describes the moment the suspect starts ramming other cars during a news conference last week.
This trooper on the right attempting to get in the vehicle, several loud commands to exit the vehicle.
The State Police Code says lethal force can be used when a member believes that imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury exists, or to prevent the escape of someone whose freedom represents an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury. And division members will not fire their firearms at or from a moving vehicle, except if it is necessary to stop a threat. And the members' focus will be to stop that person presenting the threat, not to disable the vehicle. And part of this policy is also to provide medical attention as soon as possible once force is used. We're told that Colonel Assumpico provided first aid along with other members of the State Police to the female passenger of that truck on Thursday. Now, coming up new at 6, we'll take a closer look at the State Police prisoner transport policy. And I ask State Police why Donald Morgan was in the back of a cruiser without a partition separating him from the front. That's coming up in the next hour. For now, reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.
We've also been going through troves of new information released by State Police today in connection to the deadly pursuit.
And at noon, we first told you about the names of the troopers involved, and live at 5, we revealed how the head of the Rhode Island State Police herself provided first aid at the scene of the shooting.
We also obtained the State Police policies on use of force and transporting prisoners. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian tells us what she's learned from that. Kim?
Well, Mike Shannon, I combed through the Rhode Island State Police prisoner transport policy today, which dictates exactly how prisoners will be restrained and when and if troopers should stop while transporting them.
Be on the lookout for State Police Cruiser 187.
The search for Donald Morgan began when police say he hopped in the front of a State Police cruiser and took off. In an affidavit, Trooper Michael Doherty says he was bringing Morgan to court when he stopped to check out a crash on 146. We asked State Police for the policy on transporting prisoners. It says members who are of the opinion that the prisoner does not pose a significant security hazard may stop to offer assistance to stranded motorists and at the scene of motor vehicle accidents. Morgan was cuffed in the back seat with no partition separating him from the front. Police tell us a small number of cruisers assigned to court officers do have partitions, but Doherty is not a court officer. He was filling in that day, his cruiser without a partition. Doherty's keys in the ignition while he stepped out, something State Police say troopers generally do to keep the lights and radio on. Prisoner transport policy says prisoners will be handcuffed behind their backs with palms out, but it does allow for flexibility with how injured prisoners are restrained. State Police say Morgan was hurt in a previous car crash and therefore cuffed in the front. And State Police Colonel Assumpico says she will be ordering all State Police cruisers to have partitions installed between the front and the back seats. Today, State Police also released their guidelines on use of force and high-speed pursuits. You can read those documents in full right now on our website, WPRI.com. Live in studio, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.